Previously on Family Guy. Why are you watching me through the window like a creep? Like, is this some type of diabolical scheme of wasting my time? Hello? Remember, Peter is trying to unalive this man over a coupon that has expired. And to highlight the severity of the situation, Peter's entire weight falls on top of Ernie.
He needs some milk!
With generic superhero music playing in the background, Peter leaves in the sunset believing Ernie is dead. You would think, after an excruciating ass beating like that, Ernie would have waved the white flag and hoped to never cross paths with Peter Griffin ever again. Oh, how naive that thought is. In fact, the next time we see Ernie, he's the one initiating the fight, ready to pay back in blood.
Round 2, fight!
Wait, hey, hang on. What are we fighting about?
You know, I have completely forgotten.
Me too.
Something about a coupon.
So the current scoreboard from what I see is 3-0. Ernie, just pack it up, bro. Ernie is laid out in the kitchen, bloodied and critically injured, perhaps contemplating how to get his retribution against his rival. The generational beef of a lifetime continues.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. Battle starts in 5. I'm not judging. Battle starts in 4. I'm not judging. Battle starts in 3. I'm not judging. 1.
We kick things off with Peter leaving the bar after having a few drinks with Quagmire and Joe, and they really watched this oversized meatball wobble to his car and didn't think to take away his keys. Peter is most likely under the influence. The second Peter stomps his big Flintstone foot on the gas, he throws the car in reverse and absolutely obliterates somebody's parked vehicle. Whoever owned that car just watched their deductible shoot through the roof. To Peter's credit, he actually hops out looking guilty and starts apologizing until the owner stepped out. And when Peter saw that tantalizing chicken foot, he realized,
I'm back!
And it was immediately on site. Forget exchanging insurance information, forget calling the police. These two skip straight to catching hands. But before we get into this 4th installment of WWE, I gotta side-eye Ernie for a second. Why was your car parked directly behind Peter's? You expect me to believe that was a coincidence?
Coincidence? I think not!
You just so happen to be at the same bar Peter always goes to, parked right behind his car out of every single parking spot available? Yeah, I'm not buying it. Especially because this isn't Ernie's first case of instigating a fight. During their second and third rounds, this chicken literally tracked Peter down at his own home just to tackle him in front of his friends and family. Peter definitely started this rivalry years ago, but Ernie has been keeping this beef alive. Mind you, now this sounds like a broken record, Ernie handed Peter an expired coupon that started this mess to begin with. And I don't know if Ernie enjoys getting his feathers beat off or what, because this man is entering round 4 with a whopping 0 wins under his belt. The scoreboard is still 3-0. Now, don't get me wrong, Ernie gets his little hits in. Peter be looking like somebody dropped a car on him by the end of these fights. But somehow, Peter always sends his overgrown bucket of Popeyes home with another loss.
Round 4, fight!
Ernie comes flying in with his signature move, tackling Peter straight through the car door. This is Ernie's signature attack because I swear this bird has launched himself through the air in every single fight they've had. Somebody get this chicken a different combo set. Ernie starts raining down punches, but Peter quickly reminds him why the score is 3-0. He grabs Ernie by the neck and starts squeezing before tossing him aside, grabs his car door, and gives the giant chicken the 3-piece combo. If that wasn't enough, Peter gives him a fierce Kratos kick. Ernie, taking advantage of his environment, hops inside his ice cream truck and whips it around Fast and Furious style. He drives off and Herbert the pervert comes flying out the back of the truck. Wait, weren't there little kids not even a couple seconds ago by the ice cream truck? If someone doesn't come and lock up this old PDF file all the way, he already got to Chris. It's not too late for the rest of the children of Quahog, and honestly, we have to thank Peter and Ernie since their hatred obstructed Herbert's latest scheme of playing with the children. Ernie makes the hardest U-turn out here, driving like SpongeBob on his boating exam, and starts chasing down Peter before running over his big Oompa Loompa Falumba body built behind. Ernie is beyond satisfied with this result. Even when he looks back, he's hit with instant euphoria. I finally killed that 600-pound life monstrosity. Ernie was so geeked, he was gonna pull out his Fortnite emote. However, despite running Peter over, he miraculously pops back up and starts beating Ernie through the windshield. I notice when it comes to these two, pain means nothing. If anything, pain is an afterthought. All that matters to these two degenerates is making sure that the other one leaves in a body bag. Ernie gets fed up and floors it again, but Peter somehow dodges the truck at the last second and ends up hanging onto the driver's side mirror with one hand. Now, I gotta give Peter his credit because his durability is actually ridiculous. He's hanging off the side of a speeding ice cream truck with one arm like he's Tom Cruise filming another Mission Impossible. I'll be sick. I know Ernie looking in that mirror thinking, why won't this Big Mac overbuilt hamburger die? Eventually, Ernie loses control and crashes the truck, but that doesn't stop these two. Oh no, they switch stages and continue scrapping through an alleyway until Stewie arrives in his time machine, only to get instantly folded, imitating his father's lights out position. Damn! Peter tosses a garbage can at Ernie and misses. Ernie turns around and sees Peter's big body built behind Airborne ready to flatten him. This is how Norbert felt when Rasputia came flying down that slide. Ernie somehow eats the attack and both mid-scrap gets teleported back in time. They get dropped off on top of the carriage and sending this random man to his death while these two big bats get jumped by Native Americans. It's the way homegirl in the blue didn't even check to see if her companion or her man, I don't know if that is her man, is okay. One thing I'll always respect about Peter and Ernie's beef is that they'll fight anybody standing between them. We see them temporarily team up against the alligator before immediately going back to try to off each other and working together again to take out the natives, but not once do their eyes stray from another. The carriage soon falls apart and everybody starts dipping. Both then get hit by Train-kun.
Move the hell out the way!
I don't care what nobody says, Train-kun is superior to Truck-kun. Somehow these two survive that! Riding on top of a DeLorean with this T-Move version of Marty McFly behind the wheel, just before they fall off the cliff, they go... Discount Marty McFly hits the nastiest Tokyo Drift parallel park, sending Peter and Ernie flying through a billboard before they crash right on top of each other. The people in the back are having a chicken little moment.
The sky is falling! The sky is falling!
Even if the sky was falling, they get right back to it, heads towards a scientific research center with Bill Nye, the science guy, running off. Now, why is there a high-tech research lab just casually sitting in Quahog? With a cloning facility, they knock out old girl here and hop into the cloning machine that conveniently turns on, and hundreds of clones spawn in like Naruto. Having one Peter and Ernie is bad enough, cause every time these two duke it out, they end up catching multiple bodies wherever they go. Now we have a bunch of replicas boxing. One Peter grabs the future family-sized bucket of fried chicken and starts repeatedly smashing his head into the control panel like he's mashing the buttons during a Kratos QTE. Too much is going on for this research facility to hold all of Peter and Ernie's violence, which ends up blowing up the building.
A few moments later.
Girl, that party was so live last night. Girl, watch out, watch out, watch out! Oh my God, is he okay?
They continue boxing into a spaceship and get launched towards the stars. It's honestly astonishing where these two are at. How do we start scrapping in the middle of the street to time traveling back in the past, jumping to Native Americans, to fighting in space? The change in speed and gravity hit them full force, and the moment they stop, oh my God! There's even a bigger Oompa Loompa outside! Not caring where they are or how they got there, they go back to piecing each other up, except this time it's in slow motion. Peter, using his momentum, falls back, bends them knees as crying from carrying his weight. Release me! Release me! And launches himself forward and sends Ernie crashing through the window. Like everything else around them, they both end up tearing the ship apart and crash into the space station. And even after collecting more bodies to their kill count, Peter and Ernie go back to fighting like nothing is going on. Everything else is legit background noise. And the spaceship, it just starts falling, just like Omni-Man after Thrag one-tapped him. And the only thing these two have to save themselves is a parachute that deploys right before impact. Unfortunately, everyone here died and there was no survivors. Cut to the credits. Da 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 da! And of course, these two survive a crash from space, who continues their slugfest, and Ernie pays it back in blood for his clone by giving Peter brain damage, and Peter claps back by opening a valve that blows hot steam into Ernie's eyes! Listen, say what you want about this future bucket of fried chicken, we gotta respect Ernie for never ducking a fade. Even when temporarily blinded and in serious pain from the steam, he still chases after Peter to give him his rightful ass beating. After all, Peter did tear up the front end of his car. Snatching the wrench straight out of Peter's hands, he rushes but gets caught by some chains. Peter catches Ernie slipping and slumps him.
Please! Please!
He pulls his lever that sends him flying to the next level, and now we're entering the final stretch of this fight. Ernie, channeling his inner Scorpion, tells Peter to
Get over here!
only for Ernie to fumble and get pulled by his own chain.
Well, just as I thought, trash.
Realizing the situation isn't going to his favor, he runs away and decides to steal Liu Kang's signature bicycle kick to get Peter away, until Peter does a Johnny Cage and hits him where the sun doesn't shine. Peter, into that bondage play, wraps the chain around Ernie, slowly suffocating him. But Ernie, he is not giving up. This chicken is so desperate to finally get a clean victory and change the scoreboard from 3-0 to 3-1 that he's willing to sacrifice his hand and uses it to burn Peter's eyes. Ernie starts laying into Peter again and again, taking notes straight from the God of War himself. And I know for a fact this is hurting Ernie, but that pain doesn't matter as long as his arch nemesis is laid out underneath him. Ernie, a masochist, puts a hook on his hand trying to cosplay Candyman. Peter is slumped, exhausted, and just as Ernie's about to
Finish him!
Peter, with the little strength he has left, reaches to turn on the crane that moves and flipping Ernie over. Ernie, the giant chicken, falls to his demise.
Let him get up.
Bobby! I don't care. I don't care. I'm great. Fuck them. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh my God, Ernie, get up! Get up, Ernie! You can't go out like this! 4-0? That's so embarrassing. Not a single win under your feathers? This gotta be a humiliation ritual. Peter miraculously survives falling into the sea despite his serious injuries and swims back to shore. With Ernie finally gone, Peter walks off into the sunset, no longer worried about KFC's runaway meat jumping him.
Pause.
Ernie, please, 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 for everything that is precious, just take the L.
I always come back.
And with that, Ernie, despite being an overly cooked fried chicken, will not stop his quest against his rival. The generational beef will continue. Oh my God, this is just sad. Wrap it up. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the notification bell so never miss an update. And let me know in the comments below if you wish me to talk about Peter versus Homer Simpson. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!